Welcome to my backyard bar, everybody. It's great to have you with us on a Monday, live from Mulligan's Island. We are in Guaymas, just around the corner from San Carlos, where we so often do the show from. But it's great to have the backyard bar open again. It's great to have you with us. We've got some special surprises tonight, but you guys know the routine. Walk over to that fridge right now, grab yourself some fun to drink. I've got myself something fun to drink. And do me a favor, and if you know anybody out there watching something boring like the news, tell them to flip that stuff off. Come join us on Mulligan's Island, because we're about to have a good time. Anyway, let's kick things off, as we always do, with a theme song from Mulligan's Island. However, we're doing something different tonight. You're going to notice this is not Rudy B. singing the Mulligan's Island theme song. We have a special guest who's going to get up tonight and perform a song also. You guys know that San Carlos really is just full of great musicians and bands. Well, we've got a big part of San Carlos's musical scene here tonight, Leslie Sahlen. And we're kind of pulling her out of semi-retirement to get her over here with us today. And we thought, what better way to do that than to have her kick off the show singing the theme song from Mulligan's Island, written by Rudy B., and tonight performed by the one and only Leslie Sahlen. Take it away, Leslie.
Let's make our way down to Mexico, where we can meet the friends we know. With white sand, warm sun, and H2O. Time for us to get back to laid back. Try a different beer from my favorite six-pack. This crazy world says, come on, let's go. Time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island. Giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. Our kind of people, our kind of place. Down in the tropics, it's a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. It's the right place and the right time to be south of the border again. This is the day we get to listen in. We don't sing no blues anymore. We kick off our shoes at our front door, full of wide-eyed wonder as the waves roll in. Time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island. Giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. Our kind of people, our kind of place. Down in the tropics, a Mexican hideaway. It's life in this old beach town, turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island.
How about that? Did Leslie do a great job on the theme song? Everybody give it up for Leslie Sahlen. Leslie is a character as well as her husband, Bobby. Bobby's in our studio audience tonight. Give him a nice welcome, everybody. And later, we're going to hear from Leslie. We're going to hear some of the bizarre things that have happened in Leslie Sahlen world, and we're going to drag her up here for, speaking of bizarre, a really interesting song that I would say is kind of her take on guacamole. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Going to throw in some songs tonight you haven't heard in a while. Even going to throw in a couple that you maybe have never heard. So we're going to kick things off. What better way, sitting here at my backyard bar, than to start off with this song right here. You guys sing along. Well, I have worked my fingers to the bone, trying to build myself a happy home. But the more I work, the more goes to the man. So now I've got myself a better plan. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico, where I can pour the friends I know a shot or two of fun down by the sea. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico. What else could I ever need but the sun, a bar in Mexico with me? Well, I will pack up all my friends one day, head on down to our friend Giggles' place. Give it up for Giggles, everybody! I'll be pouring drinks from dusk up till the dawn, while we dance the night away with Leslie Sahlen on. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico, where I can pour the friends I know a shot or two of fun down by the sea. Gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico. What else could I ever need but the sun, a bar in Mexico with me? Well, I'll wake up every morning with nothing on my mind, pouring margaritas in a palm tree paradise. I'm gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico, where I can pour the friends I know a shot or two of fun down by the sea. Gonna buy me a bar down in Mexico. What else could I ever need but the sun, a bar in Mexico with me? What else could I ever need? The senoritas by the sea, the sun, a bar in Mexico. And all you guys, sing along. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. We got the sun, a bar in Mexico with me. It's great to have you guys here at the Backyard Bar. Y Pablo, si puedes checar nomás el volumen de ellos. ¿Está bien? Great to have you here, and I want to thank Elsa because this Backyard Bar behind me, it's been closed for a while. It was getting kind of run down, and look at what she's done with it. Is it looking good? She's decorated it all. Give Elsa a big round of applause. This place needed a woman's touch. So, well, this next song is one that was written by my buddy Tom Shepard. Now, often I play the song Same Beer, Different Can that we co-wrote together. But this is one that Tom actually wrote with Leslie Satcher and was nice enough to let me record this one on the White Sand album. Wanted to record it because it sounds so much like so many of you guys. He walked right in the kitchen, took her hand and said, I gotta talk to you. There's something I've been thinking about, a couple questions I need some answers to. Do we own this house, baby, or does this house own us? And those Harleys in the driveway, they're just collecting dust. One's got a flat. What's up with that? have. Had to buy ourselves a long tractor for that yard we had to have. Now the only time we're out there is when we're cutting all that grass. How cool's a pool we never get to use? What if we simplified, traded in our super size for something smaller? Spent more time on us and less time on chasing a dollar. Took back our lives. What if you and I simplified? We work so many hours to keep everything we have. We could let some of it go and buy our freedom back. Am I insane? Girl, are you game? Now I can't even tell you who we're trying to impress. We could sell one of the bikes and take the other one southwest and see San Carlos. Just you and me. What if we simplified, traded in our super size for something smaller? Spent more time on us and less time on chasing a dollar. Took back our lives. What if you and I simplified? Took back our lives. What if you and I simplified? She looked at him real funny. Then she smiled. She said, I'll call up the realtor. You go wear up that tire. Great song by Tom and Leslie. And yeah, that one does sound a lot like a whole bunch of you guys that send me emails and notes. Hey, so I mentioned to you that we're coming to you from Guaymas tonight. Well, between here and San Carlos is a community called Miramar. And we're going to take you there right now because the beach there is a little bit different than the beach in San Carlos. So let's take you down to Playa Miramar. We're just around the corner from my house in a place called Miramar. And here you would never guess you're just a few miles away from Guaymas. We're nestled right between Guaymas and San Carlos, and this is mostly a locals beach. You get people here from Guaymas, you get Hermosillo families that come down on weekends and in the summertime. It's mostly a family scene here. There's not a restaurant or bar scene here, and the water's shallow, the waves are calmer than San Carlos, so it's a perfect place to let the kids get in the water and play. There's a beautiful pier that people like to go jogging on or just go for a walk or check out the sunset, and it's just a neat place to visit. Miramar Beach. I first lived here in Miramar back in the mid-90s when I rented a little apartment right across the street from the beach. And man, I loved it. I had my kayak, got in the water all the time, had my little laser sailboat. So I was getting wet quite a bit. There's some beautiful homes here along this beach, almost all Mexican owned. You don't see many Americans or Canadians. And it still remains a very peaceful, mellow beach during the week especially. On the weekends you get people here, but it's families and they're all kicking back, having a good time. I love it. You can always grab a coconut stuffed with seafood. That sounds good. We'll walk right over here and get seafood taco. Or maybe some ceviche. They got shrimp, fish, octopus. I'm getting hungry. Sure can't complain about the prices if you want to get out and get wet. You can rent a kayak here for $3 for half an hour, or this water bike right here for about $7.50 for the half an hour. No excuse for not getting out there and getting wet and having fun here in Miramar. Isn't that a cool beach? We're so lucky to live just a couple minute drive from there, and it's a great beach for the kids. Shallow water, no restaurants or bars on it, like I said in the video. So it's kind of a nice family beach. I hope when you come down here and visit San Carlos that you'll make a stop over here in my neighborhood and check out Miramar. Now, many of you guys know that Miramar, actually, when you look on the maps, that water in front of there's a name for that bay that a lot of people have a hard time pronouncing. But some of you guys have mastered it. It's called Bacochi Bampo Bay. And when I recorded this song called Bacochi Bampo Bay in Nashville, my producer, Kenny Royster, begged me, don't make this the title track. Nobody can pronounce it. But even, my mom is from Venezuela, and she has a hard time pronouncing this word. So I'll cut you guys some slack. Here's a song, Bacochi Bampo Bay. Gringo accent lingers on my tongue from a past existence, in a distant place, another world away, where I once dodged traffic instead of oyster cages and crab traps, till echoes on the wind led me away. Bacochi Bampo Bay, your tranquil waters and shades of blue, your peaceful winds, they tame my restless ways. Bacochi Bampo Bay, Bacochi Bampo Bay. It's a show out on the water when the dolphins come to play. I watch them as they dance within my wake, and this coastal conversation of waves instead of words is a soothing sound that somehow seems to say, Bacochi Bampo Bay, untold secrets and hidden dreams. The tourist crowd, they still don't know your name. Bacochi Bampo Bay, Bacochi Bampo Bay. Way up north, they're getting by. Without me, they'll do just fine. Their bank accounts have more than mine will ever see one day. Ripples lap the shoreline as the tide rolls gently in, and a lazy yellow sun hangs in the air as it crawls toward the horizon across an ever-changing sky, descending slowly till it disappears. Bacochi Bampo Bay, that's the place I call my home. Forget the world, I think I'd rather stay. Keep the money, I think think I'd rather stay by Cochibampo Bay, by Cochibampo Bay. It's just another day by Cochibampo Bay. Thank you guys very much. I haven't played that song in a long time. Well, we're going to cruise around the coast now, going from Cochibampo Bay. We're going to go over to San Carlos now. And we had kind of a rare day, something kind of strange on the beach here that I'd like to share with you. This doesn't happen very often in San Carlos. Not only am I wearing a sweatshirt, but we got fog on the beach. Now, you guys know how much I like singing songs about blue skies. But I'm kind of enjoying being out here walking in the mist on a foggy day in San Carlos. You know, I get so used to sunny days around here that when we get a foggy day or cloudy day like that, I actually kind of like it. How about you, studio audience? We don't get a whole lot. So anyway, that was kind of cool. And thank you, Pete and Becky Skinner, for that time-lapse video thing. That was really kind of cool. So, all right. This next song is one that's off the upcoming album. And it was written and performed by the late Jim Morris, who in trop rock circles, of course, is a legend. There have been so many Jim Morris tribute shows. I think Jim Morris would be writing a song about all the tribute shows that are given to him. And I know he'd have something funny to say about that. But this will be on the upcoming CD. And I hope you like my version on a Jim Morris song. Through the bars on the windows, I saw the light of the moon. I heard Mexican singers singing Mexican tunes. Dogs barked in Spanish, a strange serenade. I don't speak the language or know the sounds that they made. South of the border, they say look but don't touch. But they served me tequila, and they served me too much. I thought she was pretty, and her love was for sale. I spent my vacation in a Mexican jail. Her padre was the sheriff, her uncle the judge, her brother the lawyer who carried a grudge. They chattered in Spanish, a deal was soon made, a first-class excursion to the local stockade. South of the border, they say look but don't touch. But they served me tequila, and they served me too much. I thought she was pretty, que bonita, and her love was for sale. I spent my vacation in a Mexican jail. south of the border. They say look but don't touch. Well, they serve me tequila, and they serve me too much. I tried to persuade them, but my arguments failed. Now I'm bunking with Carlos in a Mexican jail. Why? I ask myself why. Sing a Mexican song with no ay. Everybody, ay. Studio audience, ay. Thank you, Jim Morris. Jim Morris for that song. That'll be on the upcoming CD. We're doing that one up in Hermosillo, just up the road from here, about 90 minutes. And this is going to be a full-on concept album. It's going to be bizarre, folks. We've got trumpets, we've got accordions, violins, sombreros. We've got it all. It's going to be fun on the upcoming CD. Stay tuned for that. The classifieds are spread across your coffee table with a circle drawn around some ad says boat for sale. Now she's a fisherman's dream and all you've ever talked about. But you take a swig, shake your head, and cross it out. Too much wishing and not enough fishing. Too many days saying maybe someday while the clock keeps ticking. You gotta say it now, every now and then, or you're gonna wind up, my friend, doing too much wishing and not enough fishing. On Dock B, that little boat sits in the slip. Sign's been up for a week or so, but no bites yet. Yeah, she needs a little work, but at this price, what a steal. Till your wife says, honey, wait for a better deal. Too much wishing and not enough fishing. Too many days saying maybe someday while the clock keeps ticking. You gotta say it now, every now and then, or you're gonna wind up, my friend, doing too much wishing and not enough fishing. Ever since the day we met, you've been talking about that big dream. Now all these years have come and gone, and still the same routine. Always not now, later on. If I could, man, I would. The excuses never end till that sign says sold and your story's getting old. 'Cause there you go again, still wishing. Not enough nows, too many thens. Too many whys and not enough whens, and too much wishing and not enough fishing. So cast your line and reel one in, or your story just might end with too much wishing and not enough fishing. Too much wishing and not enough fishing. Well, thank you very much. Speaking of fishing, we're going to go to a place where they serve some really good fish. There's so many good restaurants in San Carlos. I'm guessing we've got 35, 40 different really good restaurants from, good taco stands all the way up to fine dining. We got it all out there. Well, this is a neat spot I'm going to take you to right now to just go enjoy a relaxing day and have an awesome view with your meal. Let's head over to Charlie's Rock. Welcome to one of my favorite seafood restaurants in San Carlos. This place is called Charlie's Rock. First thing you're going to notice when you walk into Charlie's Rock is that view. It's one of the reasons we love coming here. You can sit here, watch the dolphins go by, watch the birds dive, and enjoy some great food and a margarita. What a great spot to just sit and relax. If you like seafood, they got great stuff on the menu here, from tacos, big seafood tostadas, lots of varieties of those. They got fish cooked any way you want it, shrimp done however you'd like, lobster, octopus, crab, and hey, if you're not into seafood, they got you covered too. They got steak, they got chicken, salads, and the cool thing is they got a great view to go with it all. Always love the seafood tostadas here at Charlie's Rock, so I ordered 2 of them today. This one over here is called the Himalaya. It's got salmon, it's got tuna, and aguachile shrimp, and it's covered with caramelized onions. This one over here, the house specialty, it's got everything. It's got scallop, shrimp, crab, octopus, snail. It's got some avocado on it. These are so big that just 2 of them will fill you up. Makes a great lunch. This is the famous Luis. This guy is well known to everybody in San Carlos. Hi, Luis.
Hi.
He's a waiter here. How many years have you been a waiter here, Luis?
I here for 4 years already.
Wow. Well,
4 years.
What do you like about working at Charlie's Rock?
Look at that paradise. Look at. Huh?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Come here. You never all here. Come in.
You know, one thing I love about San Carlos and places like Charlie's Rock, how many spots can you go in the world where you get a great lunch, a beer to wash it down, you get a view like this, and you're out the door for 11, 12, 13 bucks? That's one thing I love about this place. Charlie's Rock is located on the main boulevard as you come into San Carlos. Right on the water, you can't miss it. Boy, if that doesn't get you in the mood for some good seafood, stuff is really good there. I recommend it. So anyway, I'm doing this show tonight. Then I'm going to sing in San Carlos tomorrow over at La Palapa Griega. And I'll see some of my studio audience friends there. And then I'm going to head up to Phoenix. And when I'm in Phoenix, aside from doing that Saturday show with Rudy B in Awatuki that I hope I'm going to see you guys at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the family's going to be there. Elsa and the kids are coming with me. And we're going to pick up Marcos. Marcos is going to be meeting us. He's been working for 2 months over in Memphis. And, he's been working his long Christmas break there. And it'll be great to see him again. He's going to visit us for a few days before he heads back to business school down in Guadalajara. So I think of Marcos when I sing this next song. I think of my kid Luis, who's over there handling your comments tonight. He always does a good job with that. No doubt about it, I done some pretty dumb things. Thank God Facebook didn't exist back when I was a teen. Now time's gone by and I'd love to tell you I finally wisened up for good, but I haven't changed much. I'm still messing up, but the good Lord above knows I'll keep trying, and that's good enough for the good Lord above. It may be a struggle, it might get tough, but I'll just offer it up to the good Lord above. Now my kid's off to college. Can't wait to be on his own. He tells me he's ready, but that dorm's sure far from home. And I worry about him, 'cause the scene he'll be in is crazier than it ever was back when I was of age. All I can do is pray that the good Lord above watches his back and won't let him stray from the good Lord above. The things he was taught, the way he was raised, hope he hangs on to that stuff and trust the good Lord above. Call me a hypocrite, 'cause I've been around the block more than a time or two. Now more and more I catch myself wondering what I'd ever do without the good Lord above. I'm thankful to him and grateful to have the good Lord above, forgiving my sins and forgetting my past as he guides me down the path to the good Lord above. That's the good Lord above. Thank the good Lord above. Thank you. That's one off the Rising Sun album. Mighty Soul, of course, did that album cover. When she was 5 years old, she painted that for us. So anyway, I got a picture. This was disturbing. This is a friend of mine that I know from Mexico, a good friend of mine for many years. That's Charlie LeClaire there, and I'm used to seeing him in shorts and a T-shirt. That's him in Virginia. He's smiling, but Charlie, we know you're freezing your butt off there. We got to get you out of there, Charlie. I'm sending a crew to Virginia. I would send ICE up to get you, but they don't really send people back anymore. So anyway, we're going to get you back down to Mexico, Charlie, where you belong, and get you out of those winter clothes, okay? And I think of you, Charlie, as I sing this next one. I'm going to try a new song. And this is a tricky one. But Luis heard me playing this one today, and he gave me the green light on it, so I'm going to give it a shot for you guys. It's another one that I'm recording up the road for the upcoming CD. Charlie LeClaire, I know you, even though you're freezing right now. This is a song that might warm things up for you, because you can definitely relate to being down here. Sandy beaches and ponga boats, spicy tacos and Pacificos, smiling faces and warm hellos, and fishing off the pier. Senoritas with pretty smiles, kilometers instead of miles. The pace of life is just my style. That's why I am down here. Down here. If you ask why I'm down here, whatever made this long-lost expat disappear? Down here. It's friendly people everywhere you go. Even when yo no comprendo, you learn fast to take it slow and shift to second gear. There's little kids splashing in the tide, sit and watch as sailboats slide on blue water neath the sunny sky. That's why I am down here, still grinning ear to ear. It's having beaches all to myself, and each day there's a story to tell. I just came down for the weekend. Now it's been years down here. Fresh snapper and shrimp on the grill. Pop another clam out of the shell. 20 pesos for a dollar bill, and that'll buy a beer. On this endless stretch of golden sand, feel the salt upon my skin. Seagulls soaring on the wind, and suddenly it's so clear. That's why I am down here. Down here. Don't think I'll ever leave down here. So give my regards to the crazy world up there. Down here. From down here. You can drag me north and I'll still wind up down here. Thank you very much. I know some people in my studio audience can relate to that. Right, Terry Chalice, who is in our crowd tonight. So many of you guys have been thinking of Terry Chalice. And, boy, it's great to always see her and her beautiful smile here in this town. The president of the Castaway Kids, looking good, and great to have her with us. Give her a big round of applause. Yeah. So somebody else is in our studio audience tonight. Before we get her up here in a little while to sing a really, really bizarre song, I'd like you to meet my friend Leslie Sahlen here. Now, she's being interviewed by Bobby Sahlen, the other half of this duo. And just to give you a little history, you know, for 20 years down here, they have been a big part of the music scene. And they're finally getting a chance to kind of kick back and relax. But we like to put Leslie to work every now and then. So let's meet Bobby and Leslie right now.
Hello, Mulligans Hooligans. This is Bobby Sahlen here with my favorite person on the whole planet.
We met in Dallas.
That's right.
And I made you promise not to say that you love me for 72 hours.
Couldn't make it.
I know. Never been to San Carlos. We knew we were going to be down here 5 minutes after. Well, we have a history of quick decisions, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We knew we were going to be down here. It just clicked. I'm home. This is it. This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. And how much is the electric bill? How much? Yeah, okay. We're here. And we've been here for over 20 years now.
Yes.
Over 20 years, and we will be here forever. We came here. I have been
2002.
Well, I've been we were in Austin,
Right.
and we had a very popular band in Austin, and we knew it was a good night if, after we got our tips, which is what you make in 6th Street clubs, they didn't pay you. That if the babysitter made less than we did,
It was a good night.
it was a good night.
What do you think?
Well, between the music and then my day job was as a talent booker, so I had hush babies. I had the opportunity to meet some very interesting people over the years. I was an assistant to John Walsh before America's Most Wanted, and Mackenzie Phillips and John Phillips.
Well, Lou Diamond Phillips too.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
My office was down the hall from
Before La Bamba.
before La Bamba.
Yeah.
But every morning he would come in and give me the best hugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were the pitch hitters for the Mamas and Papas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because John and Mackenzie
Yeah, that's true.
had some issues.
No. Dallas. She was on the show Dallas.
Yes, I was.
Larry Hagman,
Yeah.
Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy and Linda Gray. It was quite an assortment of fun people. Funny note, this was before Larry got his new liver. But if you noticed on the show when they were drinking or there was alcohol involved, it was real alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
And inside of the little South Fork Ranch, which was, a very modest little place, it wasn't anything inside like it was on the show. The bathroom was full of ice and champagne for Larry Hagman. Patrick Duffy was always, like throwing his cowboy hat underneath the women's dresses so he could look up their skirts. 50 years goes back to when I was singing backup for Chris Montez.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Your other husband.
My other husband. When I was 17, I dropped acid with Jimi Hendrix underneath the stage
That's right. At Monterey Pop Festival.
It wasn't Monterey Pop, but I did go to Monterey Pop.
I thought it was Monterey Pop.
No, that was another. It was another concert, and he was a very nice gentleman.
Well,
and let's see. I was stage manager for the Happy Together tour with the Turtles.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about having to dress as a nun.
I did dress as a nun. It really upset the hotel maids, but these guys, especially the 60 rockers, they need a little discipline. And
you had a marriage proposal.
Oh yes, I almost got married to the vice president of Indonesia in the 70s. I would have been second wife in a Muslim household. Yeah. The last 20 years has been the happiest of my life. If anybody had told me that I would learn to engineer and I would help other musicians and I would be producing music festivals, I would have told them they were out of their mind. But that's what happened when I came to Mexico.
Oh, yes.
And down here's where I met Mark Mulligan, who I'm here to say is one of the most talented songwriters I've ever encountered in my 50 years of show business.
That's right.
You be the dude. Love you all, you Mulligan hooligans.
Mulligan hooligans.
It will surely be.
Leslie, what a story you have got, you and Bobby. And Bobby, you're the next one that we're going to be focusing on. One of these upcoming shows we'll get you too. I just like you guys to meet other people who are watching the show because it's such a neat bunch of characters. You guys have these really interesting histories. So thank you, Leslie, for being our Mulligan's Hooligan of the Week. Everyone give Leslie Sahlen a big round of applause. And a little later on, we're going to get her up here. Corona sunset and Margarita moon, Spanish guitars serenade the sky with a tune, waves kissing the shore, in time for just one more Corona sunset, Margarita moon. Hi, Leslie. Say down here crazy things can happen. And this past week we're living proof. A mixed up reservation, a casual hello, a couple drinks, and next thing we knew it was Corona sunset and Margarita moon. Is it me? I'm coming way too soon. Wish this night could somehow last instead of fading away so fast like Corona sunsets and Margarita moon. Ladies and gentlemen, Leslie Sahlen. Footprints in the sand will soon be washed away as echoes of tonight fade with the breeze. You'll be off to your world and I'll be off to mine, looking back on distant memories. Sails out on the sea, silhouettes of you and me, and Corona sunsets. Now your boarding pass is printed and your bags are packed. Just like that, reality's closing in. But this evening sky has got me thinking crazy thoughts. Perhaps this story doesn't end with this Corona sunset and Margarita moon. visit me, or are you kind of wondering too? Will these memories disappear, or lead us both back here to Corona sunsets and Margarita moon? Will the salt air on the breeze again find you and me under Corona sunsets? I know I'll never forget Corona sunsets and Margarita moon. Leslie Sahlen, that is beautiful.
And Mark Mulligan.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to prove that, professionals don't use lyric sheets. We write it on our hand and our arm.
We had like 10 minutes to learn that song, guys. So we're letting her write it all over different body parts today.
I missed that one.
We have really interesting cue cards around here. Hey, anyway, speaking of Corona sunset, let's head on down to the beach in San Carlos and enjoy the sunset for a moment.
Another beautiful day comes to an end in San Carlos. Sunsets could be a beautiful thing.
What a beautiful sunset. Man, we have just been getting awesome sunsets lately. And thank you, God, for those sunsets. Capital G, give God a round of applause while we're at it, folks. There we go. Everyone's getting a round of applause tonight. Although I think Leslie got more applause than God. Be easy on us. Be easy on us. They mean it. Well, speaking of the beach, told you guys I was going to give you a bunch of songs you haven't heard in a long time. This goes back to an album that's out of print, the Going Coastal album. The dolphins play and the seagulls fly. The fish start jumping and the pelicans dive. Putting on a show for you and me. We got front row seats at the edge of the sea. Still recall the first time that I met you, down by the bay back in '92. Spoke a little English you learned in school. Didn't take long to fall in love with you. And I said, oh, oh, sweet Anna Marie. Oh, oh, won't you go out with me? Oh, oh, you smiled and said, we'll see. Oh, oh, ain't love a beach? I kissed you on the shore one summer night. The tide was low and the moon was bright. I held you in my arms till the light of day. I knew that I'd given my heart away. I closed your eyes and I took your hand. Got down on my knee in the soft white sand. I knew this life would never be the same. The moment I said I want to change your name. And I said, oh, oh, sweet Anna Marie. Oh, oh, won't you marry me? Oh, oh, I've been waiting so patiently. Oh, oh, ain't love a beach? The church bells rang in the old town square. All of our family and friends were there. Then we built a little house on the sandy shore. Heaven was just outside our door. Now we don't have much, but we sure have fun. Living every day under golden sun. We sail across the water in the afternoon. On a little red boat, it's a party of two. Clear blue water and a painted sky. The days roll in and the days go by. Someday, girl, I'll be old and gray. Imagine that. But I swear I ain't never gonna go away. 'Cause I sing, oh, oh, sweet Anna Marie. Oh, oh, walking hand in hand with me. Oh, oh, I'm as happy as a man can be. Oh, oh, ain't love a beach? Oh, oh, I'm as happy as a man can be. Oh, oh, ain't love a beach? Oh, oh, ain't love a beach? Thank you guys very much. Going back many years on that one. Ain't love a beach? All right. Well, I've been bouncing around, as you guys know, and I love to just meet characters like you guys. And, anytime I get an interesting story out of you guys, I like to pull out my phone or a camera and see what I can come up with. Well, I was up the coast in Rocky Point, and you guys know what a crazy trip that was when my New Year's Eve show got canceled. Remember that? My 3 shows that I had were canceled because the whole town lost power with that big storm. Well, I ended up doing a show on New Year's Day, but I ended up with my evening free, which I hadn't planned on. So I wandered down the street to have a beer, and this is what happened. Today I am sitting at a bar in Rocky Point called Leo's. It's this kind of hidden spot in Rocky Point's Old Port area. Love it. I've never been here before. I'm having a great time. Just ran into a couple of friends for the first time. This is Kelly and this is Rich. And the neat thing is they introduced me to a drink that I had never heard of before. So I'm going to introduce you to the bartender here, Cesar. He's going to show you how to make this drink. This is Cesar, our bartender. Hi, Cesar. Okay, so what's the name of the drink you're going to make us?
The drink is called Leo Special.
Leo Special. Okay,
The house drink.
make us one and make it good. All right.
Okay, yes, I added the mint, the lime and lima, and I'm gonna add sugar to it. There you go.
That's sugar?
Yes.
Okay.
And then add half an ounce of lime juice.
Lime juice, okay.
Sir.
Half an ounce.
And then we muddle it.
We muddle that. All right. Okay. What do we do next?
Our raspberry vodka.
Raspberry vodka. This is already sounding good.
Ooh, it is.
And how much of that?
Half an ounce and a half.
Ounce and a half, okay.
And then 1 ounce of orange liqueur.
1 ounce orange liqueur. Okay.
And then we add ice.
Ice, okay.
And we'll shake it.
Okay. Shake it up. Work it. He's getting the workout, guys. All right.
And there you have it.
There we go. All right. How about you pour us 3 shots because I'm going to get Rich and Kelly one of these. Ooh, this is looking good, guys. Okay. All right. So, what do we top this off with, Cesar? What is it? This brandy? Oh, grenadine. Okay. Okay. A little grenadine. All right.
And we're gonna add a sugar to 3 of these pieces.
Okay. So we're gonna put a little bit of is that sugar on the lime?
Yes, sir.
On the lemon?
Uh-huh.
There we go, guys. Boy, I wish you were all here to join Rich, Kelly, and me for this next round. Cesar, thank you, man. This is looking good. Now, the test is, how does this taste? So, guys, you got to let my viewers know here how this tastes. It's up to Rich and Kelly. What do you think?
Oh,
You know what?
little shot's awesome.
It's gonna be amazing. All right, let's see. Let's see.
Okay, one, two, three.
Here we go. What do you think, guys?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
All right, we got the endorsement from Rich and Kelly. Cesar, bien hecho. Good job, Cesar. I think I may have to try one too, bud. Okay, so Rich and Kelly told us it was good, but I wasn't positive, but I want to make sure for you guys, so I'm going to sample one too. The Leo Special, here we go. Wow. That's one of the best drinks I've had. Really, really good. So, next time you're in Rocky Point, you got to make sure you come into Old Port and look around. You'll find this little hidden spot called Leo's. And order the Leo Special. I guarantee you, you're going to love it. It's going to make the trip even better. Rich and Kelly, so great meeting you in Rocky Point. We're not done with you tonight because I'm bringing you back in just a second. But that drink, by the way, I'm not a vodka drinker. You guys know I'm a rum drinker. But that drink with the raspberry vodka, the Leo Special, boy, it really, really was good. I recommend it if you get a chance to go up there. And make sure you say hi to Cesar, the bartender. He's a really cool dude. Well, that kind of got me in the mood, you know, with that video right there and me sitting here at this bar, pulling up a bar stool right now and have a Pacifico with me. Sound good? Blue water and sunny sky. Another day in paradise. It wasn't long ago we said goodbye, and I ended up down here. Now who's to blame? I can't recall. Who cares? It doesn't matter at all. 'Cause I'm a world away from you, sucking down an ice cold beer. But things never quite work out like I planned. What you doing back on my mind again? Sand, dollars, and pesos, a slight buzz and a sunburned nose. It ain't much, but it's something to show for all this wasted time. I thought the beaches and the ocean view were all I needed to get over you. The sun is shining like tequila gold, but I'm Pacifico blue. Send this one out for my friends over in Los Barriles, Baja California, Sue and Ed. I could tell you about the fun I've had. At first it really wasn't all that bad. The weather's nice and the people are too, so how could I complain? But last night when I was all alone, I left a message at the sound of the tone and said, honey, won't you pick up the phone before I go insane? You cut me off and you left me hanging on the line. Pulled down a glass and I chased you off my mind. Sand, dollars, and pesos, a slight buzz and a sunburned nose. It ain't much, but it's something to show for all this wasted time. I thought the beaches and the ocean view were all I needed to get over you. The sun is shining like tequila gold, but I'm Pacifico blue. Sand, dollars, and pesos, a slight buzz and a sunburned nose. It ain't much, but it's something to show for all this wasted time. I thought the beaches and the ocean view were all I needed to get over you. The sun is shining like tequila gold, but I'm Pacifico blue. I thought the beaches and the ocean view were all I needed to get over you. The sun is shining like tequila gold, but I'm Pacifico blue. The sun is shining like tequila gold, but I'm Pacifico blue. Sue and Ed, it's great to have you guys with us tonight, and I hope you're enjoying life over there in Baja California, over in Los Barriles. Neat little town. Get over to the Roadrunner and say hi to those guys, because it's been a while since I've sung there. Let's cruise back up the coast to Rocky Point, which is from here actually further away than it is for my Phoenix and Tucson friends. For you guys, it's about 4.5 hours to come see me February the 17th and 18th over at Margarita Mermaids. For me, it's actually more like a 6.5, 7-hour trip coming from here in Sonora, further south. Let's cruise up there right now, and let's say hello to Rich and Kelly.
Rich and Kelly, I enjoyed having a drink with you, meeting you tonight. So what do you like about Rocky Point? What brings you down here?
I love the Mexican culture. I love the openness of the people. I love that they have big open hearts and they just want you to have fun.
That's cool. How about you, Rich?
I'm a little bit stingy about it. I love that my friends come down here and they enjoy themselves and we have a great time, something that we don't always do in the States.
Okay.
So that's how it goes.
That's cool. And I like you guys, I find that everywhere I go down here, I always meet new friends, just like tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight.
And we love you too. Well, Mark Mulligan.
Rich and Kelly, what fun people, like so many people I meet down here. I just had a whole bunch of friends down from Idaho. Brad and Leslie and Rich and Kathy, I want to say hi to you guys. I know you just made it back up north to Idaho, where it's just a little bit cooler than it is down here. Had a great time with you guys, and I know that like Rich and Kelly over in Rocky Point, when you guys head north from here, your first thought is what we sing about in this next song. And if Kelly McGuire's watching right now, give him a round of applause because he's the one who wrote this song. From a week in paradise, I got used to holding you close every night. As we come down from the clouds and touch the ground, you're squeezing my hand so tight. But if paradise is behind us, where we learned less is really more, and all we needed was each other, then what are we coming back for? Let's turn around and run back to the sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun, just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free, or just hang out on the beach, lay around in the sun. Smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. This big old city so full of people, buzzing around like flies, all stressed out in their everyday world, dressed up in their suits and their ties, trying to achieve the next level. With a bonus, they could buy that new car, a big house just to keep the family. They think those things are who they are. Let's turn around and run. Come on, guys. Back to the sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun, just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free, or just hang out on the beach, lay around in the sun. Smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. You know this part. La 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 la. La 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 la. At home, do this. La 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 la. La 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 la. Now we were suffering from a delusion. We could leave all this behind. No choice but collect our baggage. Get ready for that 9 to 5 grind. As we make our way to the exit, I could see the question in her eyes. So I answered with a smile. I grabbed her hand. Next plane back to paradise. Let's turn around and run back to that Mexico sun. Don't need much to have fun. Just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free or make love on the beach. Lay around in the sun, smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and one more time, let's all run. Let's turn around and run to sea and the sun. Don't need much to have fun. Just some lotion and some rum. We could snorkel for free or make love on the beach. Lay around in the sun, smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. Lay around in the sun, smartest thing we've ever done. Let's turn around and run. That sounds like a game plan to me. So, our friend Susan King is watching us from down in Lo de Marcos. That's in the state of Nayarit, where Elsa and the kids and I escaped to during the pandemic. We did this Facebook show from there, as you guys remember. I think we're up to like 88 episodes or something. Can you guys believe that? Thanks for putting up with me all this time. But anyway, it was a fun adventure we had down there. Now, Susan is down there right now with my friends Pete and Tony. And I know that during their trip, they were going to go out and do something that we did. They were going to hop on a little ponga boat and go out and look at some whales. This is a good time of the year to be doing it down in that part of the country. So why don't you cruise out with us right now, with Jose and me, out on a boat, and let's check some whales out down in the state of Nayarit.
We are a few miles offshore of Los Ayala right now, out on a little ponga boat, having a great time doing some whale watching. Jose, what do you think so far?
Well, I'm having a good time because I have seen 2 whales, and they are the biggest one I have seen in my life.
A lot of fun. Wish you guys were here with us.
Well, Tony, Pete, and Susan King, I hope you guys have as much fun out there checking out the whales as we did. What a beautiful time to be out there doing that thing. Tony and Pete, look forward to seeing you guys in San Carlos when you get back from that. Look who is back up on stage with us, folks. Leslie Sahlen is here. She sang some harmony with me before, but I thought I would turn the microphone over to her. I always kind of consider this song kind of your guacamole.
It's not even the same cuisine.
All right, folks, prepare yourselves. This is bizarre. This is the world of Leslie Sahlen.
Welcome to my world. Oh, gotta get this here. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. We have to get her passcode back in. There we go.
Okay. Hit that button. I'm ready to go. Spaghetti. Spumoni. Linguine. Macaroni. Manicotti. Minestrone. Salami. Pepperoni. Fettuccine. Cacciatore. Lasagna with a meatball. Rigatoni with Tony Bennett. Dinner's ready. Come and get it. Spaghetti, spumoni, lasagna, linguine, salami, manicotti, rigatoni, fettuccine, pepperoni, parmesan, ravioli, macaroni, cacciatore, minestrone, and a pizza to go. Spaghetti, spumoni, lasagna, linguine, salami, manicotti, rigatoni, fettuccine, pepperoni, parmesan, ravioli, macaroni, cacciatore, minestrone, and a pizza to go. Spaghetti, spumoni, lasagna, linguine, salami, manicotti, rigatoni, fettuccine, pepperoni, parmesan, ravioli, macaroni, cacciatore, minestrone, and pizza to go. Veal parmigiana, chicken cacciatore, fettuccine and club sauce, and every kind of Italian food you know, and a pizza. To go. Are you hungry yet?
Leslie Sahlen, everybody. She's kind of shy. You made me hungry.
Yeah. You ready for another? Well,
You know what? There's a friend watching you tonight, and you mentioned in your interview that we did, that Bobby conducted with you, you mentioned some of the people that you've had a chance to perform with over the years, Mamas, Papas, Spanking Our Gang. But I think one of the coolest is this guy that's going to say hello to you quick. Somebody wanted to send a message. How many of you guys remember Chris Montez, 60s sensation, had several hits, including here.
well, he had Call Me, the Let's Dance, The More I See You, and the Beatles were his opening act. 1962, little fart.
That's true. Before the Ed Sullivan Show, the Beatles were Chris Montez's opening act. Is that amazing? Well, Chris wanted to say hi to you.
Hi, Leslie. This is your longtime friend, Chris Montez. I just wanted to tell you how much I love you and how much I be around you. And you're such a wonderful talent. Love you.
Chris Montez is looking good, man. Chris, thank you for sending us a hello to Leslie. Well, Leslie, I told you that last song you did made me kind of hungry. For some guacamole. I don't know. Does it work, folks? Maybe we ought to change the delivery on this song. What do you think?
Guacamole.
You know what? We need Jose and Mighty Soul on this one. And I think we need Bobby Sahlen, who, Bobby's the other half of the duo here. And we're going to feature him one of these days. Bobby, we need you up here on this microphone for this next song.
Come on over here with me, baby cakes.
Wow. This show has got to be working up your appetite, folks, with a double header of Leslie Sahlen's song and this one coming up. Jose and Marty Soul, come on up here. We need you on this song. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose and Marty Soul. Here they come. Why don't you come over here with them? Aquí enfrente con ellos. So, actually, Jose, do you want to be over here?
She's almost taller than us.
Here, I'll get over this way. I think we can all fit. All right. So, on the recorded version, we're putting this song on the next album after all these years. People have always said, why don't you record Guacamole? We're going to, but we brought in the high-dollar backing vocals people. We brought in the kids for this one, Jose and Marty Soul, and Elsa even helped us out, and we did a little Guacamole. Would you guys join us in singing one of my favorite songs? First of all, you got to repeat after me every time I say the magic word, guacamole. All right, guys, this is a test run. Guacamole. Come on, Jose, you got to help us out. Guacamole. I met her at the mercado. She was buying avocados, and man, she really turned me on. She reached for my pepper, and I grabbed her tomato. I knew it wouldn't take very long. She walked up to la mesa. She picked up some cerveza, so I picked up some onions and limon. And the way she looked at me, man, I could clearly see that it wouldn't take very long. Guacamole! 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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. Guacamole! 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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. I bet there's one voice that's really coming through on the microphone. Marty Soul is not afraid. She walked up to the line. I fell in right behind. And man, she sure looked good to me. She reached for her money. I said, wait a minute, honey. I believe this one is on me. We got in my pickup. We started to back up. We headed on down the road. We went into her casa. We ate tortillas de masa. And we made guacamole all night long. Guacamole! 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 We were making guacamole all night long. Guacamole! 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 We'd be making guacamole all night long. You guys at home, help us out. Guacamole! Guacamole! Haciendo guacamole toda la noche. Guacamole! Guacamole! We were making guacamole all night long. Give it up for these guys, Bobby, Leslie, Jose, and Marty Soul. Guacamole. Thank you, guys, and I'm excited about the new album coming out so that you can hear these guys right here. Marty Soul, Jose, you knocked it out of the park on that one, buddy. Does Jose do a mean guacamole or what, folks? All right, thank you, guys. Now, the hardest thing with Marty Soul is getting her off the stage. I'm kidding. Mike and Jamie Miller are out there. Mike and Jamie Miller, boy, they have, I think, been with us for all 88 episodes or whatever we've done on this show. And such good people. In fact, I've had a chance to see them not only in Colorado, but I think in Arizona and Rocky Point and San Carlos. They're great people. And I'm going to show them to you right now because guess what? That beautiful couple right there is celebrating 41 years of marriage. Would you give them a big round of applause, Mike and Jamie Miller? And, you know, Mike and Jamie, I thought that last song was mushy. No, I'm kidding you. This one's going to go out for you by request. And Mike and Jamie, I know you won't mind that we're going to let some other people share in your anniversary joy because we got some great marriages and great relationships on this show. And we'll show you a couple of them as Mike and Jamie, who are watching the show, I think they're up in the mountains right now. But Mike, I think Jamie wants to dance, so why don't you get up with her, and these folks are going to share in your song. Granddad fell in love with my grandma back in 25. He knew right then she was the one. There they are in black and white as I wipe the dust off of that frame. I know that they're together once again. I would have loved to live back when the world didn't spin so fast. Things were different way back then. Yeah, love was made to last. It was more than just some store-bought ring. Those vows they made meant everything. I wanna love you like that, or I don't wanna love you at all. Someday I wanna look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began. When I took your hand and said, I wanna love you like that. One day we stood up before God and everyone we knew. I gave my word, you gave your heart, and we softly said, I do, with a promise to live faithfully for not a day less than eternity. So here we are now, me and you, raising 4 kids of our own. We've done the best that we can do to make this house into a home, and our kids will meet someone someday. When they look at us, I hope that they will say, I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began. When I took your hand and said, I want to love you like that, or I don't want to love you at all. Someday I want to look back at a picture hanging up on a wall and remember how it all began. When I took your hand and said, I want to love you like that. I want to love you like that. I want to love you like that. Happy anniversary, Mike and Jamie Miller. Thank you guys for being such wonderful friends and supporters of this show. You are 2 of those people who really help us going week after week. Thank you so much for doing that, and hope you enjoyed that dance. All right, I know we have a request back there. Luisito? Luis has been working your comments tonight, and he always does a great job on that. I get to go back after the show and read all your guys' comments because I can't see them on the screen I'm looking at. And I'm always amazed at the banter going on between all of you guys. Sometimes I just feel like I'm kind of the sideshow, and you guys are kind of on the main stage there. So, Luis, what do we got over there? Oh, wow. Tom, I'll give you that one. Let me do one song in front of it, Tom, so I don't do 2 love songs in a row and lull everybody to sleep. So let me do one other one. I know that Jody is watching us, Jody Bly. Jody's going to get up at my show in Phoenix on Saturday, and he's going to play a song to open the second set. He's going to play a song that he recorded with Rudy B. And not only will Jody be getting up, I just got word that my buddy David Sheehy is going to be at that show. We're going to twist his arm, and David is going to get up and do a couple of songs, even though he doesn't know it yet. He's going to do a couple of songs, too. So I hope on Saturday, if you're in the Phoenix area, the doors open at noon, and I say doors open. We're actually going to be outdoors against a lake. It's a beautiful backdrop. People sometimes watch the show from kayaks, paddleboards. It feels like you're in Balboa Harbor and not in Phoenix. We've got room for a few more people because we're limiting this thing to about 40 people just to be extra safe. outdoors, BYOB and chair. If you would like to go to that, or you know somebody who wants to, Rudy B is watching tonight. You can send a comment. He'll jot your name down, and you guys can contact each other by email. He'll reserve you. Elsa and the kids will be there. Even Marcos coming in from Memphis. It's going to be a fun day on Saturday, this Saturday, 1 o'clock. So, Jody, I'm going to play this song that you wanted to hear, and I look forward to hearing you do a song with Rudy on Saturday. And Anais and Pablo are working their magic. She didn't know I was going to do the song tonight, but she is ready to go and going to give you some pictures that you guys sent in. Pablo and Anais always really make the show flow. Hope you guys enjoy the work that they do. Jody, thanks for the request. Little boat in the water, big boat in the yard, sitting up on a trailer, bound with tie downs and a tarp. Always one thing or another keeps that hull from getting wet. Now summer's halfway over, she still ain't been out there yet. Little boats in the water, big boats in the yard, flashy and extravagant from bow to stern. With a cocky grin he christened her money to burn. But problem after problem makes a boat mechanic rich. Didn't take very long till he said, man, I wish I had a little boat in the water, not this big boat in the yard. He hears a single outboard chugging while his twins won't even start. Never could break that addiction, always had to have more. So much for all that bragging, saying, what's money for? Little boats in the water, big boats in the yard. She said, I met my man when she laid eyes on that craft. The house, the cars, the money. She said, I can do that. Till reality caught up with them and everything went south. With a wake of debt behind them, she said, you work it out. Now little boats in the water, bouncing across the bay. That sea of bills he's drowning in gets deeper every day. His lawyer's talking options and it's looking pretty grim. Stares out his office window and remembers when he had a little boat in the water, not this big boat in the yard. Somewhere he got sucked in, now he just wants out. 'Cause bigger don't mean better, sometimes enough's enough. Forget that stupid joke about he who dies with the most stuff. Just keep a little boat in the water, some fancy yacht, no need to bother. Just keep a little boat in the water. Going out for Jody, and he knows what that's all about. He's a Key West boy. Spent time on a shrimp boat there in Key West. And Jody, looking forward to hearing you open up that second set on Saturday. And David Sheehy, too. David, if you're watching, that's going to be great seeing you there, too. All right. Tom Copeland watching us up in Coburg, Ontario. Tom always challenges me on songs, and I like that. I like the fact that week after week we try to give you different songs every week. If you look at the playlist from last week, I don't know if we've repeated any songs. So that keeps it fun. It keeps me on my toes. I actually, if you guys can believe this, my first gig was 1987, and I still, before this show, go in there and I practice for about an hour. Because frankly, I'm not that good. So, but anyway, this song actually goes back to my very first album that I did. I don't really include it in counting my albums because it was a home project cassette tape called The Things I Love. But what made this album kind of special to me was I had been a bar performer before that, starting about 1987. playing cover songs. I was a piano player and a guitar player in a duo, and mostly playing cover songs, a lot of Jim Croce and the Eagles and those kind of things. But I like to write songs too. That cassette tape was my way to start doing it. Found a little home studio up in Phoenix, and I recorded this thing before Christmas time because I wanted to surprise my family. They didn't know I was doing this album. And I recorded, I think, 10, 11 songs on that album. I played most of the instruments, the guitar and the piano, not because I'm not good, but because I couldn't afford anybody. And it shows on the album. But my favorite thing about this cassette tape was when my dad opened up his cassette tape. He was the first one, I think, to open it up. Tore off the wrapping paper on Christmas, and he saw this. He goes, "What the hell is this?" That was my father's reaction. And my mom said, honey, he writes songs. My dad said, he does. And my dad went into his bedroom, tried to find a cassette player, couldn't find one, went out to his car, which back in 1991, they were just starting to put CD players in. Well, my dad had a reasonably new car. It had a CD player in it. My dad came in. He was madder than hell because he couldn't get the cassette tape into the cassette deck. Well, my mom said, "Tom, I think that's a CD player." And my dad was not happy. He was not happy they stuck a CD player in. He had to be the only guy back then that had his CD player swapped out for cassette tape. And my poor brothers, when my dad would drive them around in the car, I think I was the only cassette tape, me and Jerry Lee Lewis, I think, that my dad listened to back then. So this is a song off that one, and there's actually about 5 or 6 songs on this album that I've talked to my producer up in Hermosillo about going back and re-recording because I really, really like the songs, but I didn't have a budget back then to work with. So I'm going to give you kind of a combination of the original version of the song and then the Spanish version that we converted the song into on my Going Coastal album. And just so that I feel really old, both of those albums are now out of print. Listen, that's the sound of your heart beating in the night. Telling me you feel the same way I do. But no, I don't have to say a word. You know just what I'm thinking. Even after all this time, you still read my mind. And I've been waiting for you. Through a million lonely nights, I've been waiting for you. Something in my heart kept me holding on. But somehow I must have known, 'cause I've been waiting for you. Crazy. Some people call me crazy. Guess that might be true. One look into you and I still lose my mind. A song, your voice is like a song, whispering in my ear. I still can't believe that you are really here. 'Cause I've been waiting for you. Since the moment you've been gone, I've been waiting for you. Wondering, would you still be holding on? But somehow I must have known, 'cause I've been waiting for you. He esperado tu amor, desde siempre he esperado tu amor, anticipando el momento en que llegarás. Y por fin aquí estás, he esperado tu amor. I've been waiting for you. a million lonely nights I've been waiting for you, wondering would you still be holding on. But somehow I must have known, 'cause I've been waiting for you. He esperado tu amor. I've been waiting for you. Thank you very much. Going way back to that original cassette tape. So I'm thinking about going back and revisiting some of those old songs with a full band and seeing what we can do all these years later. Because my hair was brown back when I recorded that. It's been weeks. All right. So I think we have time for another request here. Luisito? It
is 6:43.
Okay, I think we got time for another one here. I do want to thank you guys for joining me, and I want to let you know next week I'm going to race back here on Sunday from the Saturday show in Phoenix, and we'll do a show from here again from the Backyard Bar on Monday night. And I think next week what we're going to do is actually on the videos take you up the coast to Rocky Point. And we've shot some really cool videos from up there. I do hope you guys are enjoying the videos. We put a lot of time into these things, me and filming them, and then Elsa does a great job, I think, on editing and putting music behind it. It takes a long time. But we're really, really doing our best to make the show different every week with different songs, with new songs, things that just kind of surprise you, special guests like Leslie Sahlen. And it's a lot of fun having you guys with us every Monday night. Thank you for sharing this with your friends. Thanks for your tips. You know, you guys, some of you guys do that every single week, and that's really what keeps this thing going week after week. So thank you for doing that. Luisito, what are we looking at?
Well, Cheryl Howell requested Jesus Loves You.
Yeah, I can do that. And then what else? That's probably it.
Do you already do Come a Little Bit Closer?
That's, yeah, a little bit closer I can't do. We keep it to originals just because of copyright stuff and all that. But I'll do this one for Cheryl Howell. Bill and Cheryl are, I believe, on the road right now. I think they're up in Arizona watching this show from there. And they're in Mesa. So we're going to send them this one to them long distance. They would usually be around the corner from us here, but... And we're going to close out with a song right here. I want to thank our studio audience for not throwing glass objects at my face. Thank you, Elsa, for all your work on this show, for decorating this bar behind me. First you stiffed the waitress, then you slammed the door. You backed into a Buick, and then you blew on down the road. I wonder what were you thinking as you took off down the block, screaming like a madman and flipping people off. Just about then I thought I'd seen it all, until I saw that big old sticker on the back of your car, and it said, Jesus loves me, and I did a double take. I can't speak for our Savior, but there's gotta be some mistake. Now this ain't from the gospel, no, you won't hear this in church. Jesus loves you, the rest of us think you're a jerk. Maybe you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, so you're having a bad day, huh? Well, get over it. Maybe your mama didn't love ya, your gal dumped you, or the job's driving you insane. Go ahead, shout out to the Lord, but quit screaming his name in vain. There you go, cussing out the traffic cop. I bet God's looking down, begging you to please shut up. As you say, Jesus loves me. Dude, I've actually got some doubts. Take a good look at the good book. This ain't what it's all about. Here's a revelation. Take it for what it's worth. Yeah. Jesus loves you. The rest of us think you're a jerk. He said he came for sinners. Man, you're his kind of guy. But now I look into the mirror. I hate this part. And my God, I realize, who am I fooling, thinking I'm better than you? Yeah, Lord, forgive me. I know not what I do. 'Cause just like you, I say, Jesus loves me. And I know that's true. Even when I don't get just what he sees in you. Okay, and I point my finger like you're the big sinner when I just might be the worst. Hey, thank God, Jesus loves me. Even when I'm a jerk. Now I hope we both make it to heaven. I just pray you get there first. I'm not thinking of anybody out there. Jesus loves you. Okay, maybe. Jesus loves you. Hey, gang, let's just leave it at that. Hey, before we go, how about a big round of applause out there for Rudy B., who works really hard to make this show happen. You know, every week he takes your pictures and he puts them into the theme song. And don't forget, Leslie got up and she did that theme song for us, which you're about to hear. If you missed it at the intro, you're going to hear a really cool Leslie Sahlen version. You're taking us out of the show, Leslie. But don't forget, we want to get you guys singing the song, too. We have a whole bunch of clips of you guys singing lines from the song. If you want Rudy to send you the song and you can sing along, we'll take a line of it, put you in the theme song, and we're going to do like a whole collage of you guys singing the theme song. And that's coming up. It could be as early as next week. So make sure you talk to Rudy about that. Also, if you have something interesting you'd like to share with us and would like to be featured as the Mulligans Hooligan of the Week, okay, you got to be interesting like Leslie Sahlen, okay? Don't like bore me and say, hi, that's me. Show us, your house. Show us your wife. Show us your dog. Your favorite beer, whatever it is. Show us your what? Anyway. Leslie Sahlen says if anybody in San Carlos would like to do a line, they can actually go into her studio with Bobby, and you can record it here, and they'll do the hard part for you. All you do is sing away on your favorite line, and we'll get you on the show. Thank you, Leslie. So Rudy B., thank you for that. So Rudy B., in tandem with Leslie, they put together the closing theme for tonight. Thank you, Leslie. You did a great job getting up here. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Leslie Sahlen, take us out of here. Anytime, Leslie.
Let's make our way down to Mexico, where we can meet the friends we know, with white sand, warm sun, and H2O. Time for us to get back to laid back, try a different beer from my favorite six-pack. This crazy world says, come on, let's go. Time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island. Giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. Our kind of people, our kind of place. Down in the tropics, it's a Mexican hideaway. Life in this old beach town turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. It's the right place and the right time to be south of the border again. This is the day we get to listen in. We don't sing no blues anymore. We kick off our shoes at our front door, full of wide-eyed wonder as the waves roll in. Time for the music man, a coastal kid with guitar in hand. Even bad days are good here on the island. Giving us a place where we can talk to each other fan to fan. Uncharted courses crossing our paths. Our kind of people, our kind of place. Down in the tropics, a Mexican hideaway. It's life in this old beach town, turns a frown upside down. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island. We all be smiling here on Mulligan's Island.